You saw the title of this video and you decided to watch it. This is your sign to stop hesitating and go all in. No more half-ass attempts. If you've been holding back, now's the time to break through. If this video found you, it's because deep inside, you're seeking a personal development journey. In this video, I'm going to talk about what it takes to go all in. And if you stick around to the end, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. According to LinkedIn.com, 85% of Americans hate their job. Yahoo Finance says 38% of Americans wouldn't wish their job on their worst enemy. Mondays between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. are the most likely days to have a heart attack. Is that anecdotal? Does that have something to do with people waking up and they have to get ready to go to work, to go to a job that they hate? I don't know. All I'm doing is looking at the stats, and I don't personally believe in coincidence. At the age of 17, I was a homeless teenager. By the age of 19, I'd figured out how to make upwards of $100,000 a year by 19. Even as a young teenager, late teens, early 20s, I was still able to figure out how it was, what it was that I wanted to do financially, where I wanted to be financially. What I didn't figure out was how to hold on to that wealth. I didn't figure out how to invest. I had no idea what to do with all that. And I wasted every bit of it. Now at the age of 45, I'm a top 5% income earner in the United States. I'm not a 1%er yet. What that means is I only have 4% more to go until I hit the 1%. Slowly and steady over the course of my life, I've been able to close that gap from homeless to top 5% income earner in the United States. It's taken failure after failure, but it's also taken a lot of success, a lot of struggles and sacrifice from both my wife and I, and my daughter. When I talk about in my late teens, early 20s, how I wasted every dime that I made, I took piss poor financial advice from people around me that had no idea what to do with their finances. Everybody made less than I did. Everybody that I knew made far less than I did. They were all in debt. None of them had any idea how to invest in any way, shape, or form in themselves, in their futures, mentally, physically, or spiritually. Those aren't the type of people that you want to take financial advice from. If somebody's broke, how are you allowing them to tell you what to do with your finances? It's too easy to listen to that, because internally in your mind, in your subconscious mind, that's the information you want to hear. You have a bias that tells you that you need to go consume. You need to buy that worthless crap that you believe is going to make you happy. By the age of 21, I'd wasted every single dime that I had, and I'd been fired from my job that was paying me 6 figures. I don't have a college degree. When I was 17, I became a high school dropout. I had to figure out how to financially support myself or continue to be homeless, or the other option was to drop out of school. So I dropped out of school. But I always had this desire, I always had this burning sensation inside of me that I was meant for more. I needed to do good for the world. I needed to serve my country. So at 21 years old, I decided to join the military. And you'll never guess it, but I screwed that away too. I thought that was going to fill a void of emptiness that I had inside of me. I thought it was going to help me suppress that desire to help and serve other people. I thought serving my country was going to be my calling. And I couldn't have been more wrong. That was the most miserable time of my entire life. In a way, at that time, I didn't have a choice but to go all in. I'd lost my job making 6 figures. I had no idea how I was ever going to recoup or earn that kind of money again. I was cocky, I was arrogant, and I believed that I was irreplaceable. I was proven wrong. After I got out of the military, I still had that burning desire to serve, to help other people. I had an itch I didn't know how to scratch. I went the wrong way. I didn't achieve the outcome that I desired. When you go in the military though, you do not have a choice but to go all in. You don't get to quit. You don't get to decide if you're not going to show up for work. You don't get to call in sick. You leave everything behind that you've ever known. You go live with a whole bunch of strangers. You have some dude yelling and screaming at you. You're in boot camp. Every day you wake up is a nightmare. And somehow, some way, you'll actually begin to enjoy it. The days are long, but the weeks are short. If you're not making a 6-figure income, why not? The fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you chose this video, it means that you are not average. The average person is not looking to better themselves. They are not looking for suggestions. They don't care what other people have to say. They don't think they need help. They're not teachable. I'm not making these videos for mental masturbation. I'm not making these videos to hear myself talk. I'm making these videos to hopefully help everyone that these videos reach to take action, and take action immediately. Get out there and start practicing whatever it is. Get out there and start doing whatever it is that you're destined for. Being average, being mediocre, that's not destiny. That's comfort. You're comparing yourself to the other average, comfortable person. I know you've heard that term, practice, 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 right? What does practice make? If you said perfection, you are wrong. And you need to get that out of your head, because nothing will ever be perfect. The time won't be perfect. The people won't be perfect. You won't be perfect. The situation won't be perfect. The environment won't be perfect. Perfection in any aspect of life does not exist. Therefore, never strive for perfection. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes progress, not perfection. When you go all in, there can only be two outcomes. Either you win or you fail. Fear of failing is what's holding you back. You know, there's an awesome quote I read from Chris Williamson. He says that you need to run towards something you want, and you need to run away from something that you fear. I've had to disappear multiple times over the course of my life. I've had to go to multiple deployments overseas. I've had to go across the country and leave my family for 5-6 months at a time for work, many times. Every time I disappear and I come back, those who cared, those who paid attention, and that actually cared about me as a person, more often than not, I wasn't able to communicate with them. But every time, they could see the progress that I made. They were witnessing the progress that was made from my practice. Once again, when you have to leave everything you know, you have to leave everything behind. You don't get to share your wins with people. I had to learn how to internalize it. I had to learn how to take it in, be proud of myself, internalize the gains that I made, internalize and witness the progress that I made. And when I'd come home, every time, my friends, my loved ones, everybody was able to stand back and see the progress that I'd made in my life from going all in. You know, over the course of my life, over the course of the last 15 years, my employer has invested over $1 million in my training and my education. I don't have a college degree. I don't need a college degree, and neither do you. You need to be able to think outside the box and find a career path that's going to treat you well. Something that you not only enjoy, but something that is going to compensate you for your time. Somebody who actually legitimately appreciates you as a person and the effort that you put in every single day. Or better yet, you need to go out there and you need to establish your own business. If you haven't been able to wrap your mind around establishing your own business and starting that one yet, for safety's sake, if you still need a job, if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of your time and look at your sacrifices as investments in the rest of your life, there are hundreds of thousands of jobs out there for you. You could go get a job at a power plant. You could go to school and learn a trade. You could go work in the ferries if you're on the East Coast or the Pacific Northwest. If you're one of those people that was duped into getting a 4-year college degree, even if you only have a GED, you can go on usajobs.gov. You can get a federal job. You can go be a police officer in a major metropolitan area. If you live in a small town and a police officer is what you want to do, or you decide that that is the right path for you, get out of that small town. Go to a metro area. Small town police don't make anything. They don't make enough for the risks and the crap that they have to deal with on a daily basis. If you go to a major metro area, you will earn six figures a year as a police officer. There's anywhere in the state, no matter where you live in the United States, there's a major metro area that's within a reasonable distance from every single small town in the country. Somewhere between 4 and 5 hours at the most. Every 4 to 5 hours you will be able to find a major metro area. If it requires you to relocate within what I would consider a reasonable distance, what's holding you back? Aside from the belief that you can't leave your hometown, or fear of leaving your hometown, fear of leaving what you know. Once you start living your dream, once you start to achieve the success that you are seeking, you're going to remind the people around you how far away from their dreams they really are. When you make up the decision to go all in, if you make up the decision and you find that in order to achieve the income that you want, people are going to try to talk you out of it. Once you decide to go all in, you have to learn how to filter out that noise. You have to learn how to overcome that negativity. Learn how to overcome the anxiety that's going to be induced. Face the anxiety and tackle it head on. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. When you get to the point where you start making more money, our minds and life together and the people we're surrounded by have a way of financially sneaking up on us. When you get used to living off of $50,000 a year, and you double your income, you start making $100,000 a year. What most average people are going to do is they're going to go buy a nicer car and they're going to go buy a bigger house, and they're going to find themselves in the exact same terrible financial situation that they were in at $50,000 a year. And the only difference is going to be that now the stuff that they have is a little bit nicer. The house is a little bit bigger, the car's a little bit nicer, but you're going to find that exact same stress that you had at $50,000 a year. You're going to question how you get ahead in life. You're not going to be able to understand why you're still stressed out about money, because these things creep in slowly. Some people, it's instant. Others, it's over the course of years. If you're 20 years old and you're able to make $100,000 a year, or if you're 20 years old and you have a $500 car payment, if you were to just make a simple investment into the stock market with that $500 payment from the age 20 to 50, you would have over $1 million to live off of by the age 50. In order to have a safe withdrawal and be able to actually live off of that $1 million for the rest of your life, you have to practice what's called a safe withdrawal. What that means is you have $1 million in your bank account, for example. You only use 4 to 4.5% of that $1 million every year. And between the growth of the stock market and the rise of inflation, you will never run out of money. $1 million sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But what you also have to remember is, if you do a safe withdrawal with that $1 million at 4 to 4.5% for the rest of your life, $1 million is only going to give you $40,000 to $45,000 a year to live off of. If you're living off of $50,000 a year right now and you're struggling, how are you going to be able to live off of $40,000 a year in 20 to 30 years? The math doesn't work out. The math does not compute. You cannot live off of $40,000 a year. Therefore, you need over $1 million a year. You need to be closer to 2 to 3 million invested by the time you retire in order to be able to retire safe, comfortably at 4.5% for the majority of people. If you become a police officer, you go get a federal job, you're able to collect a pension on top of that, or a city employee. The sky is the limit of opportunities that are out there. Whatever career path you decide to go to, wherever you decide to go. Ultimately, at some point, you have to be able to look at yourself and be comfortable with the person you are, who you see in the mirror staring back at you. Becoming comfortable with who you are, all that really means is, look at this. Isn't this freaking amazing? Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Becoming comfortable with who you are, though, means that you're embracing your future. It means that you are focusing on you. It means that when you turn 60, 70 years old, you are able to look back at your life and say, damn it, I did it. I made it out of that rut that I'm in. I made that choice to go all in. Nobody else made that choice for me. I did that. I put myself in that situation and I got myself out of it. I achieved what most other people will never even dream of achieving. If you're confident in whatever it is that you're doing, whatever avenue you decide to go to, whatever path you decide to walk and cross, you don't need confirmation. Your confidence, courage will lead the way. After you've gone all in, you might find that you're the smartest person in the room. You might find that you're the most successful person in the room. And there's an old saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Jim Rohn said it, if you're comfortable with your situation, change it. I love it. Comfort and comparison are the enemies of success. And if you commit to yourself and you do decide to go all in, when you make that decision, when you go and you disappear, you leave everything that you've ever known because you're confident in yourself, you believe in yourself, and you know that you can accomplish anything. Your life is going to change. Everything around you is going to change. The people are going to change. The houses, the neighborhood, everything in life is going to change. And it's scary as hell. Eventually you'll adapt and you'll get used to it. Figure out how to embrace it though. You earned it. Hello. When you earn something, you appreciate it more than when something is just given to you. When you work your ass off to be able to afford anything you want in this life, you're going to take care of it. Every time you hold on to or use whatever it is, whether it's money, nice cars, nice house, nice clothes, shoes, high quality food, it doesn't matter. You're going to be able to reflect and look back and be like, man, I fucking killed it. I did this. I earned this shit. I do believe I do deserve to be here. And that pride, the smile that you get, and it's an amazing fucking feeling. If you made it this far, I want to ask you a favor so that I know who was actually able to make it to the end. Do me a favor, go into the comments section and write algorithm. It'll mean the world to me. Anyone can achieve anything they want, but they won't. They won't. We can all achieve a 6-figure income. We can all achieve a 7-figure income. There's no salary cap to what your life is worth. There's no salary cap on you. The only salary cap is a belief that you have to any cap that you discover that you have. That is a predetermined number. That is a predetermined belief that programming has forced you to believe. Just sit back and think for a minute how well that programming has worked. Think about it. How many people do you know that are making $20 to $25 an hour and they believe that that's all they'll ever be able to make? They believe that they can't make more than that. Think about that shit. Think about how powerful that programming has become. Not just you, but everyone across the world. Everyone. Make that decision to go all in. Make that decision right now. Turn off this video, finish it, get off your ass, get out there and do something. Do something about your situation. Think outside the box, man. There's plenty of opportunities out there. You can do anything that you want. If you shoot for the sky, you're gonna miss. If you shoot for the stars, you have something to aim at. Do it. Do it now. That's all I got for today, guys. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you're showing up for yourself. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be here because I went all in. I went all in. I've been here every day and I'm gonna keep showing up for you and me. Peace.